Happy weekend and welcome to a new episode of the 6 a.m. Club. If you live in the United States, I hope that you had a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is going to be the inspiration for today's 6 a.m. episode. Instead of picking a random quote as we do every week and talk about how that quote speaks to us, I want just to spend a couple of minutes to talk about gratitude. And that is one of the reasons why Thanksgiving is probably one of my favorite holidays of the year, because it's all about gratitude and giving thanks and spending quality time with family and loved ones. Lots of people traveling to visit family, probably for the only time in the year or for a long time. And people get together, families get together around food and gratitude. And they build new memories together. And that is something that I love about Thanksgiving. Is like Christmas, but without the hustle and the stress of the gifts. Instead, we give the best gift that we can give anyone, which is our time, our presence, and our gratitude and appreciation. What a wonderful gift to give to those that we love. And what a great time or a great reminder on the importance of giving thanks for what we have. We live in a world where we're always pressured for more, where we're always looking at the glass half empty, always thinking of when I have that, then I'll be happy. In a society where we constantly compare ourselves with others and we believe we're not good enough just because we're not like someone else that we see maybe in social media, which we don't even know what is their full story. That is the world that we lived in. And I think it's beautiful to slow down and have an opportunity to just appreciate where we are, what we have, and who is in our life. In today's episode, I want to share a few things that we should always be grateful for and that many times we take for granted. Things that makes us really fortunate because we have them, yet we tend to take for granted. So number one is our health. We tend to take our health for granted until we become ill or sick. And then we wish we were healthy. And we remember the times when we were healthy, right? And how grateful we were for our health, that now it's gone. Without our health, we're nothing. I think it's Tony Robbins that says a human being, a man can have, or a woman can have a million dreams, right? You can have a million dreams that you're chasing and things that you want in your life. But the minute that you lose your health, there's only one thing that you want and desire, and that is getting your health back. So I think it's important to remind ourselves on how fortunate we are for our health and make sure that we feel that gratitude and we don't take it for granted. Thing is the food that we eat daily. I remember growing up at my grandparents' home, we would give thanks for food always before our meals. And that was such a beautiful tradition. And when I was little, I did not appreciate it. And now it's something that I've lost over time. And I realize that we are so fortunate and that it is so important to be grateful for the food that we eat, because there are millions, billions of people probably in this world that are not as fortunate as we are for being able to eat every day. Not even eat anything, but we get to pick exactly what we want. And that is something that many times also we take for granted, and we should be very grateful for that we have food in our plates every day. Another thing that we should always be grateful for is our strengths. Many times, I mentioned it before, we tend to compare ourselves with others. We tend to think about all the things that are wrong with us. We fall into this negative self-talk of all the things that we're not or that we should be better at. And very rarely we stop or we slow down to appreciate our strengths, the things that make us unique and the gifts that we have that allows us to make a positive impact in others and in the world around us. The things that makes us who we are. So I think that's another thing that we should more frequently express gratitude for, just our strengths. The things, again, that makes us unique. And I would encourage you today to just think about when was the last time that you were grateful for your strengths. And maybe this weekend, I invite you to celebrate your strengths. Not only be grateful for them, but celebrate them because they're worth celebrating. The other thing that I think we should always remind ourselves to be grateful for is everything that we have. We tend to live, as I said, our lives thinking on when I have X, then I'll be happy. And yet you probably already have everything that you need to be happy. You just need to make the decision to be happy. And you just need to look at what you have from the lens of gratitude. And something that I've learned by practicing gratitude is that we as human beings are capable of hold it all. We're capable to hold the gratitude and the appreciation for what we have and where we are and who is in our lives, while we continue to work towards the things that we dream of. Being grateful with what you have or where you are in your journey doesn't mean that you're going to stay there. Doesn't mean that you have to stay where you are. You can continue to work on having more and moving further in your journey and achieving bigger dreams. But the journey is so much easier, is so much enjoyable when you're just appreciating the journey and appreciating everything that goes with that journey. So my invitation for you today and every day is really to start your day with gratitude for who you are, for gratitude to your strengths, for gratitude to what you have and where you are in your journey and the people that is in your life and your health and the food that you get to eat every day and everything in your life. I think we are all very fortunate in our own ways. Just if we were able to see that more regularly and more consistently, how much more happy and joyful we would be. Okay, that's it. That's what I had for you today. As I said, I was inspired by Thanksgiving and this theme of gratitude. This was a little bit longer than the usual 6 a.m. Club, almost became a regular Leading Yourself podcast episode, but I hope this was inspiring. And if I inspire you to just reflect a little bit on all the things that you need to be grateful for instead of take for granted, then my job is done here. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will see you here again Monday for another episode of the Leading Yourself podcast.